Welcome to Cape Town News. Today is Sunday, the 11th of January 2026, and in case you missed it, here's a recap of the top stories that made headlines in the Western Cape this past week. A 12-year-old girl is recovering in hospital after being hit by gunfire during a shooting in Valhalla Park, once again exposing how children continue to be caught in the crossfire of violent crime in Cape Town. The incident unfolded on Saturday afternoon at the corner of Matthew and Andrews Streets, a busy intersection where residents were going about their daily routines. Police confirmed the shooting was linked to an attempted robbery targeting a bread delivery vehicle. The child was not the intended target, but was struck when suspects opened fire on the truck. She was rushed to hospital in a private vehicle and remains under medical care. Sergeant Wesley Twigg said officers from Bishop Lavis Police responded quickly after reports of gunfire shortly after 3 in the afternoon. By the time police arrived, the suspects had fled the scene. A nearby private vehicle was also damaged during the shooting. Detectives have opened a case of attempted murder and investigations are ongoing. Police have urged anyone with information to come forward, stressing that community cooperation is critical when suspects remain at large. Crime prevention organizations reacted with outrage and concern. Fight Against Crime South Africa described the incident as deeply troubling, saying no child should ever be exposed to such violence. The organization extended its support to the victim and her family and called for swift action by law enforcement and the justice system. Residents of Valhalla Park have once again been urged to assist police, with authorities warning that silence only allows violent offenders to continue operating unchecked in communities where innocent lives remain at risk. The city of Cape Town has moved to reassure motorists and commuters following a violent incident on the M22 airport approach slipway onto the N2, where a driver was targeted on Thursday evening while traveling towards Somerset West. The incident has renewed concerns around freeway safety, particularly on routes used daily by thousands of Cape Townians traveling between the city, the airport, and surrounding suburbs. City officials confirmed the attack occurred within a stretch of road covered by the municipality's Freeway Management Plan, a security and road safety strategy introduced in August last year to reduce crime on major transport corridors and improve rapid assistance to stranded motorists. While acknowledging the distress caused, the city said layered policing and monitoring continue to show measurable results, even though no plan can fully eliminate criminal activity. According to the city's Safety and Security Directorate, the Freeway Management Plan operates around the clock, deploying more than 50 officers per shift along priority routes, including the N2, N1, R300, N7, airport approach, and other high-risk links. Officers are stationed at known hotspots, such as Borchard's Quarry and the airport approach, supported by continuous monitoring through closed-circuit television and freeway management system cameras designed to flag suspicious behavior and shorten response times. On the afternoon and early evening of the incident, between 3 and 8 in the evening, safety and security teams assisted at 3 vehicle accidents, attended to 31 breakdowns, and maintained active patrols at Borchard's Quarry. When the attack was reported, the city's Ghost Squad responded immediately, assisted the victim, and facilitated the formal opening of a case with airport police. City officials also referenced recent arrests made within 96 hours following the murder of Ms. Van Aert on Jakes Gerwel Road last month, describing the case as proof that coordinated enforcement between municipal services and national police can deliver results. While most freeway call-outs remain non-criminal and related to breakdowns, the city urged motorists to ensure vehicles are roadworthy, fueled, and prepared, warning that stranded vehicles significantly increase personal risk. Western Cape hospitals are under severe strain after emergency admissions surged to more than 74,300 over the festive season, placing immense pressure on staff, facilities, and available beds across the province. Data collected between the 2nd of December 2025 and the 2nd of January 2026 shows emergency centers dealing with an overwhelming mix of trauma cases and medical admissions, highlighting the annual challenges faced by the healthcare system during peak holiday periods. According to provincial health authorities, approximately 18,600 trauma cases and 52,200 medical admissions were recorded during the review period, with New Year's Day emerging as the busiest single day when 3,989 patients sought emergency care. Health officials said doctors, nurses, and support staff worked extended hours under extremely demanding conditions to stabilize critically ill and injured patients. Dr. Keith Cloete, head of the Western Cape Department of Health and Wellness, confirmed that hospitals experienced sustained pressure since New Year's Eve, driven not only by trauma linked to accidents and violence, but also by patients with unmanaged chronic conditions. He urged residents to use clinics, pharmacies, and telehealth services for non-urgent care, and to reserve emergency centers for life-threatening situations only. Healthcare workers also appealed to communities to support vulnerable individuals, especially older residents and those with chronic illnesses, by ensuring medication is taken correctly and medical help is sought early. Officials warned that unnecessary emergency visits delay care for critical patients and deepen system strain. The department thanked patients and families who showed patience during long waiting times and expressed appreciation for frontline staff working under intense pressure. A full review of the festive season response will be released later in January, but authorities stressed that responsible healthcare choices remain key to protecting both patients and exhausted healthcare workers. A disturbing highway attack and a significant drug and firearm arrest have once again highlighted public safety concerns across Cape Town. On New Year's evening, an elderly deaf couple was brutally attacked and robbed on the N1 near Century City after their vehicle broke down. The victims were approached by suspects wearing reflective vests who posed as helpers before assaulting them with pangas and stealing personal belongings. An eyewitness described a traumatic scene, with one victim left bleeding and without a functioning hearing aid, while the other was in shock. The suspects fled when another motorist stopped to assist. Despite help from Good Samaritans, police reportedly arrived 30 to 40 minutes later, prompting renewed calls for stronger highway security. Ward Councillor Emre expressed concern about the growing frequency of highway attacks and called for improved visibility and protection along major routes such as the N1, N2, and R300. He also raised questions around large national budgets allocated to road safety and the urgent need for transparent action. In a separate operation, police in Guguletu arrested a 62-year-old man after uncovering an illegal firearm, ammunition, and a substantial quantity of drugs during a routine patrol. Officers seized a 9mm pistol, 9 rounds of ammunition, 538 Mandrax tablets, and 6,620 rand in cash. The suspect is expected to appear in the Athlone Magistrates Court on charges related to firearms and drug dealing. Authorities have urged communities to remain vigilant and cooperate with law enforcement as investigations continue. A sunset hike on Signal Hill turned into a disturbing and deeply unsettling experience after a solo tourist was robbed in an encounter that has since gone viral for its bizarre twist. The incident has once again placed the spotlight on safety concerns along Cape Town's popular hiking routes, especially for people walking alone. The hiker was just minutes from completing the trail when he was confronted by a man who blocked his path, demanded his belongings, and grabbed him by the shirt. After questioning him about his phone and movements, the suspect took the cash the hiker was carrying. What followed shocked both the victim and online viewers, as the robber began offering unsolicited lifestyle advice, warning him against smoking, and even explaining local gang signs and language. Despite the surreal exchange, the victim managed to keep his backpack after pleading with the suspect. He later shared that while he still loves Cape Town, the experience has convinced him never to hike alone again. Local safety groups say this type of robbery is not unusual. Signal Hill and sections of Table Mountain have seen repeated incidents over the years, particularly during quieter periods such as early mornings and sunset. Authorities continue to urge hikers to travel in groups, avoid isolated times, remain alert, and stick to busy routes. While Cape Town's mountains are iconic, officials warn they demand caution and preparation, not complacency. The incident has once again reignited debate around visible policing and safety patrols on Cape Town's mountain trails, particularly during peak tourist periods. Community safety groups and regular hikers say warning signs alone are not enough, calling for more patrols, better coordination with law enforcement, and clearer public messaging around high-risk times and routes. Police continue to urge hikers to avoid walking alone, remain in groups, share live locations with trusted contacts, and leave the mountain well before sunset, warning that criminals actively watch for isolated targets. For more than a decade, the Western Cape has dominated South Africa's semigration trends, drawing people seeking lifestyle benefits, security, and better governance. New data now shows that this pattern is beginning to shift, with a growing number of residents moving back to Gauteng in what analysts are calling reverse semigration. According to the latest Wise Move migration report, nearly a quarter of Western Cape residents relocating between provinces last year returned to Gauteng. Employment opportunities, affordability, and economic access are cited as the key drivers behind the move, as the cost of living in coastal areas continues to rise. Pam Golding Property Group Chief Executive Dr. Andrew Golding says inward migration to the Western Cape has slowed, even though the province still attracts more people than it loses overall. He notes that congestion, infrastructure pressure, and rising property prices are beginning to influence decision-making, particularly among first-time buyers. Gauteng, meanwhile, is experiencing renewed demand in the Johannesburg metro, especially in the 1 to 3 million rand price range. Statistics South Africa estimates show the province now accounts for more than a quarter of the country's population, reinforcing its economic pull. Analysts say while the Western Cape remains desirable, affordability may increasingly determine where South Africans choose to settle this year. Economists say the shift also raises questions about long-term planning in the Western Cape, particularly around housing affordability, transport congestion, and job creation. While lifestyle appeal remains strong, analysts warn that younger professionals and middle-income families are becoming increasingly price-sensitive, forcing them to weigh quality of life against economic reality. If rising costs continue to outpace wages, experts believe reverse semigration could accelerate, placing pressure on provincial leaders to rethink housing supply, infrastructure expansion, and the balance between growth and livability. A devastating wildfire has ripped through parts of Mossel Bay, forcing evacuations, destroying homes and vehicles, injuring firefighters, and shutting down one of the Western Cape's busiest highways. The blaze, which began earlier this week, spread rapidly through the Al-Windal, Island View, and Vakansieplaas areas, pushing emergency services into a full-scale response. Flames tore across vegetation and into residential zones, sending families fleeing their homes late into the night as thick smoke reduced visibility to near zero. Authorities were forced to close the N2 for several hours between the Langeberg Mall off-ramp and Dana Bay in the direction of Cape Town, citing extreme danger to motorists while firefighting operations were underway. The road reopened yesterday in the early hours of the morning, but officials have warned that access restrictions may be reinstated if flare-ups continue. The Mossel Bay municipality confirmed that multiple structures and vehicles were destroyed during the blaze, while at least 3 firefighters were injured, one of whom was hospitalized for smoke inhalation. Fire crews from Mossel Bay, supported by the Garden Route District Municipality, Hessequa, George, and volunteer services, battled intense heat, shifting winds, and difficult terrain, including a hard-to-reach kloof on the western flank of the fire. A joint operations center remains activated as aerial firefighting resources were redeployed following renewed flare-ups. Additional vegetation fires were also reported near Kleinbrack River, Hartenbos, and along the R327 towards Herbertsdale, stretching emergency resources across the region. While evacuations have since been lifted and residents allowed to return home, monitoring continues around the clock. Amid the destruction, the municipality praised the overwhelming community response, with residents and businesses offering accommodation, food and support to evacuees and exhausted firefighters. Officials have urged the public to pause donation drop-offs until a structured system is announced, ensuring aid reaches those most in need as recovery begins. As daylight returned, the scale of the damage became clearer, with scorched landscapes, destroyed fencing, and smoldering debris stretching across affected areas. Residents described the night as terrifying, saying the speed of the fire left little time to gather belongings before evacuating. Authorities have warned that dry conditions, dense vegetation, and shifting winds continue to pose a serious risk, with the next few days considered critical. Disaster management teams say recovery will take time, and that assessments of damage, insurance losses, and longer-term support needs are only just beginning, as Mossel Bay braces for a difficult recovery phase once the flames are fully extinguished. A dramatic high-speed chase through Bonta ended in gunfire and arrest after police tracked down a hijacking suspect linked to a stolen vehicle taken earlier in Paro Valley. The pursuit unfolded on Tuesday afternoon, sending shockwaves through a community already grappling with rising violence. According to police, the suspect was intercepted in Justicia Street after Metro Police engaged in a chase that escalated into crossfire. The charcoal-colored Suzuki Baleno had been hijacked earlier in the day, prompting a rapid response from law enforcement. During the confrontation, the suspect sustained gunshot wounds to his hip and knee and was taken to a medical facility under police guard. Authorities confirmed the suspect faces charges of attempted murder, while a second suspect managed to flee the scene on foot and remains at large. A manhunt is underway as police continue to follow leads provided by residents. Ward Councillor Angus Mackenzie described the incident as part of an alarming surge in gang-related shootings in the T-block area of Bonta, warning that innocent residents are increasingly caught in the crossfire. He confirmed that credible community information played a key role in the arrest, with officers recovering a discarded firearm during the suspect's escape attempt. Police say they will strongly oppose bail, stressing that violent offenders pose a continuing threat to public safety. Residents have been urged to continue reporting criminal activity as authorities vow to intensify operations to reclaim neighborhoods gripped by fear. South African National Parks has reiterated that base jumping is illegal and strictly prohibited within Table Mountain National Park following the death of a wingsuit base jumper in Platklip Gorge earlier this week. Rangers and emergency services were alerted on Monday after reports of a wingsuit base jumping incident in the northern section of the park. Wilderness search and rescue teams responded immediately, launching a coordinated ground and aerial search operation. According to Wilderness Search and Rescue, multiple teams were deployed to the top of Table Mountain via the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway, while a rescue helicopter from the Western Cape Government Health and Wellness Emergency Medical Services and Air Mercy Service assisted from the air. The crashed pilot was located shortly before 10 in the morning and was declared deceased at the scene. The deceased has been identified as American wingsuit base jumper Brendan Weinstein. His identity was confirmed by family members, with tributes shared online describing him as deeply loved and remembered for the impact he had on others. In one post, his partner said she hopes their young son will one day know his father through the stories and memories of those who knew him. San Parks expressed its condolences to the family and friends of the deceased and stressed that base jumping is an illegal, unregulated activity within the park. Officials said Table Mountain National Park is a protected area under the National Environmental Management Protected Areas Act and forms part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, where activities that pose risks to human life and the environment are not permitted. Wilderness search and rescue confirmed the recovery was carried out with care and sensitivity, with the body flown from the mountain to a nearby landing zone and handed over to police. Cape Town Central Police have opened an inquest into the death. San Parks has again appealed to all visitors to refrain from illegal activities and urged members of the public to report such incidents via the park's emergency channels. Fire authorities are battling an exceptionally demanding wildfire season across the Western Cape, with major blazes burning from Cape Town through the Garden Route and into the Overstrand. Provincial officials confirmed that approximately 90,000 hectares have already burned this season. 38 aerial firefighting missions have been authorized, with more than 15 million rand spent on aerial support alone. Western Cape MEC for Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning. Anton Bradell said the province is experiencing a particularly challenging season, with double the number of aerial firefighting call-outs compared to this time last year. He warned that forecasts from the South African Weather Service indicate continued hot and dry conditions, which could extend the fire season beyond March. One of the largest active fires is burning in the Kurboom Soetkraal area within the Tsitsikamma section of the Garden Route National Park. Believed to have been caused by lightning, the fire is burning in extremely remote terrain managed by South African national parks. Firefighting teams are using a containment strategy aimed at keeping the blaze within predetermined management zones. In Cape Town, firefighters responded to a fast-moving fire above Fresnay near Kloofnek, with strong winds complicating efforts. Signal Hill Road was closed to allow emergency access, and hikers near Lions Head were urged to evacuate. Further east, thick smoke forced the closure of the N2 near Mossel Bay between Dana Bay and Langeberg Mall, with traffic diverted via Louis Fourie Road. Fires remain active in Al Wyndal, Island View and Vakansieplaas, while in the Overstrand, fires in Pearly Beach and Stanford are still not under control. Authorities warn that volatile conditions persist and that the most dangerous period of the fire season may still lie ahead. A large and fast-moving fire tore through Site 5 in Dunoon on Friday morning, placing hundreds of families at immediate risk as strong southeasterly winds fueled the blaze and overwhelmed emergency crews. Flames raced through densely packed informal structures, sending thick smoke into the air and forcing residents to flee with whatever belongings they could salvage. According to the City of Cape Town's Fire and Rescue Service spokesperson, Jermaine Carels, emergency services were inundated with calls shortly after 10:25 in the morning, reporting structures alight. The first firefighting crew on scene immediately requested additional resources as the fire spread rapidly through the settlement. At least 12 fire engines and water tankers were deployed, supported by firefighting helicopters conducting aerial waterbombing operations. Despite the large-scale response, containment efforts were severely hampered by strong winds and a heavy fuel load. The situation escalated further when firefighters were assaulted by members of the community, forcing the deployment of public order policing units to protect emergency personnel. One firefighter was treated at a nearby medical facility after suffering heat exhaustion while battling the intense conditions. As flames continued to threaten surrounding homes, an urgent humanitarian appeal was issued by Little Brink Safe House, warning that women and children linked to the shelter were in immediate danger due to advancing fire, smoke, and hazardous air quality. While the safe house itself has not been damaged, concern is growing for families living nearby, with 2 mothers reportedly falling ill from prolonged smoke exposure. Community activist Zukiswa Kobe described the devastation as homes and possessions were reduced to ashes, saying families were watching their lives burn in front of them. Emergency services have confirmed the scene remains active and fluid, with further updates expected as conditions change. Cape Town is entering one of its most significant tourism seasons in recent history, with passenger volumes through Cape Town International Airport expected to exceed 11 million arrivals, signaling a powerful rebound for the city's visitor economy. Airport data shows that more than 10.4 million two-way passengers passed through the terminal last year, including a milestone 3 million international travelers, reflecting growing global confidence in Cape Town as a long-haul destination. Mayoral Committee Member for Economic Growth, James Voss, said air access remains a critical lever for tourism growth, job creation and economic opportunity, stressing that improved connectivity directly translates into economic activity across the metro. He pointed to the expansion of international and regional flight routes as a key driver behind the surge, noting that each new route strengthens the city's ability to attract leisure travelers, business tourism, and global events. Voss added that official confirmation of final passenger totals will be released by Airports Company South Africa in the coming weeks. But early indicators already suggest demand has exceeded expectations. Industry leaders say the influx of visitors is providing a vital boost to hospitality, transport, retail, and service secters, while supporting thousands of jobs at a time when economic pressures remain high. Tourism partners are now looking to capitalize on the momentum by attracting more conferences, promoting longer visitor stays, and spreading economic benefits beyond traditional hotspots. Officials say sustained growth in passenger numbers will be critical in stabilizing the local economy, strengthening investor confidence, and positioning Cape Town as a long-term global tourism hub rather than a seasonal destination. Looking ahead to Monday, the Western Cape will see cooler coastal conditions with persistent cloud cover throughout the day. Cape Town is expected to reach a high of 26 degrees with a low of 19, while Paarl heats up to 36 degrees and Stellenbosch peaks at around 30 degrees. Skies will remain cloudy from morning through to evening, with no rain expected. Humidity levels will sit at about 65%, creating slightly muggy conditions inland. A moderate to fresh southerly wind will blow at close to 28 kilometers per hour, particularly noticeable along the coast. At sea, a southwest swell of around 1.5 meters with a 12-second period is expected. High tide in Cape Town is forecast for 10:20 in the morning, and again at 23:23, with low tides during the early morning and late afternoon. Sunrise is at 5:48 and sunset at 2000. The UV index remains extreme at level 12, and extra sun protection is advised even under cloudy skies. With that, we conclude today's bulletin, and now you know what's happening in the mother city. Thank you for watching Cape Town News. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. We appreciate your support. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget tomorrow's Cape Town News drops right here on YouTube at 3 p.m. Until next time, stay safe, informed, and connected.